Real quick before we get going, this video here is brought to you today by Crossfire Games, link in the description. If you need kill team accessories, if you need kill team measuring tools, a little caddy system, they have that stuff. My personal favorite thing that comes with the caddy system is a scorekeeper. It's about yay big. I'll do a video on it at some point, but it has little slots to put the crit op card and the tac op cards and a keep score of everything. And guys, I'm an idiot. I need all the help I can get. If you're an idiot like me, or you just like cool things, check out the link to Crossfire Games. And thank you, Crossfire Nick, for helping us all to be less stupid when playing Kill Team. Guys, we did it. We made it. The drought is finally over. The rain wizard has blessed our lands. Life has flooded back into these dusty, forsaken grounds. That is the Kill Team meta. What am I talking about? The data slate, boys. The data slate is here. Finally, we got it. It's back. Thank the Lord. The data slate is here. It was a long time coming. And this is not particularly breaking news, I understand this, but today I'm here to talk about what the data slate means in not exactly a winners and losers sense, but in, hey, I think a lot of teams can play the game. Like my belief and the belief of my good buddy and guest and number one player ITC of the year, Jimmy Kelly, is here. And I'm going to cut to that in just a moment. But we're going to be chatting about, man, a lot of things have just opened up, and I think we're in a pretty healthy meta is sort of where we're both coming at it from. And we're both excited, and we're here to talk about what this means for the Magnolia Open, which is a tournament I'm running at Warp Fire Minis in Ocala, Florida. March 1st and 2nd. It's going to be a Saturday, Sunday golden ticket event. If you're in the area, if you can drive in or fly in, whatever you want to do, if you want to boat in, I don't care. Come and play Kill Team. The tournament series at Warp Fire Minis is freaking sweet. It's $50 for 2 days, and you get free lunch both days. Pretty sweet deal, and some free stuff as well. So it's a great time. Anyways, I think we're going to see some teams that have maybe just been gate kept here finally get to play the game in a really fun way. So I'm going to shut up. And we're going to cut over to me and my best bud in the world, Mr. Jimmy Kelly. All right, here I am with my good buddy, Mr. Jimmy Kelly, ranked number one on ITC for the year and wearer of most purple. And that is, I think, actually been written down and credentialed and seal of approval by Guinness Book of World Records. Jimmy Kelly, thank you for being here to talk about this new big wide open meta that it feels like a playground that we are in. Thank you for being here.
I'm happy to be here, Ben. Thanks so much for having me, man. It's always good to talk to you.
Oh yeah, anytime. Yeah, we've had a lovely preamble. The preamble will be maybe 4 times longer than the actual content, and I love it. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we've got the data slate that has just dropped. The long awaited. The drought is over, and I think we're gonna really. You messaged me about it initially, and it's wide open. These things that seems like you had to play a couple of teams to do well because they're just speed bumps that you couldn't get past. Well, a lot of those teams have been toned down, and it's really opened things up. And you guys, you're going to grace us with your presence. The Kelly dynasty is coming to the Magnolia Open. That's happening March 1st and 2nd at Warp Fire Minis, and you're going to come and spank the Florida boys again, probably. But they're going to put up. They're ready for you, man. They've been putting out. They're every other Friday. They're getting games in. They're hustling in their Rocky montage to take on the Kellys. And
I love that.
But the fun thing is, I think we're going to be in a really healthy spot for this tournament, golden ticket tournament. So, of all these teams,
I love it.
Yeah, it's great. What are you excited? Which teams are you excited about now that maybe haven't had a shot, but now, hey, I think it's almost anybody's game.
Yeah. So I'm so excited to see teams re-enter the competitive meta as like an actual viable chance to win a tournament that were not present before. Like in this preamble, we actually part of that preamble we talked about Kill Team, which was amazing.
Partially, yes.
We had like 5% of it actually did talk about the thing we're supposed to talk about,
Yeah,
which I was very proud of us.
We prepared.
Yeah. And then we went off the deep end, and that's fine. It was fun. But like you had mentioned in this preamble, that you have a couple like Brood Brothers players in Florida, and SoCal, we don't have Brood Brothers, and even if they show up, no one in the old meta would expect Brood Brothers to be able to win a tournament. Like, if you have any amount of size or length, there's going to be a team that just crushes them. They weren't strong enough. And I think Brood Brothers, I could see Brood Brothers winning Magnolia Open.
Yeah. Here's the thing. They have some stuff that people don't like. They can do some alpha stuff that people are really not prepared for, like crazy movement shenanigans. And here's the thing. With all of these teams that are now have a shot again, nobody's preparing for Brood Brothers. It's like nobody's preparing for these sort of like mid-weight teams that could punch above their weight class, and so I think it's going to be
Yeah.
crazy, dude.
Yeah. Did they even get a buff?
I don't know.
I don't think they got a
No,
buff.
yeah,
No, I don't think they did. They didn't need one.
they just have
They
some breathing
literally
room
just,
now.
yes, now they can show up. And like some people have talked about the vet guard buff, which I
Oh
think is
yeah, dude,
fantastic.
pretty spicy.
Now they're a shooting team again. Yeah. Right. Like, and I think that optimal way, I don't want to get too much into like the details. The optimal way to run that team now is you take 13 bodies, you drop one, and you get for free every turn, saturate and accurate one.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then you pair that with ceaseless, saturate, accurate one, ceaseless. You give them crack grenades. Oh boy, now they're a serious shooting threat.
Yeah.
Now. And piercing actually works again. Like we're in a meta where piercing, not always. It is there's a chance. Sometimes we'll get piercing crits one.
Yeah.
But like, hey, also with accurate one and ceaseless, better chance to get crits.
Probably gonna get the crit. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's great. So now we're in this meta where it's like, hey, vet guard can shoot again. You know, make vet guard viable again. That's the slogan I want to see. So like, let's like, and they did it. They did it. It was like, and it wasn't even huge buffs. Like, I think in the past it was so easy for them to be like, just give them a body or take away a body or like these like just sledgehammer stuff. And it's like, man, that's exactly what they needed.
Yeah.
They needed some more rerolls. They needed a little bit more reliability. They've got a bunch of squishy bodies. I'm so excited to see vet guard. Maybe first we should talk about the cold takes of the meta because I feel like there's a couple teams everyone's going to gravitate to.
Oh, 100%.
And like we have to talk about it, right? Like, so who are the two teams that I think everyone's going to be initially totally gravitating to?
Yeah, we were chatting about it. I think it's very clear. I've been playing them a lot. I was playing them in anticipation, and I'm actually bummed because they're so much fun, and I think they're a little too good. We sort of have similar philosophies here. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I never want to be. Also, you're a much better player than I am. But I think I ended up somewhere maybe in the 200-300s of ITC this year. So hot on your heels, Jimmy. Anyways, I think I'll have to check. I might have cracked the 199. But anyways, Felgor, right? Felgor are just so hot, it's crazy. I've been playing them a bunch, and it feels like cheating sometimes. Like this feels a little bit too spicy. So I think Felgor is going to be pretty hot to trot out and about doing bad man things to people. So I think for sure we're going to see Felgor.
Oh yeah, and I think that everyone I talked to initially, the very first thought was Void Dancers. They had a crazy high win rate.
Yep.
Routinely getting into upper 60 percentile for win rate. They were winning tournaments, and they got, let's call it nothing. It's not nothing. They got a nerf, but we're going to just, for semantics, we're going to call it nothing. They got nothing.
I don't even remember what it was. I don't even remember what the nerf was.
8-inch range.
Oh
on mirror
yeah,
mines.
on the devastating, unplayable.
Oh no. Oh yeah, like not my mirror of mines. Only it's still 8 inches.
Yeah,
that's still like
it's still a pistol. A crazy pistol. Yeah,
a good pistol. Yeah. So it's like that was it. They can still shoot it from they can still do it from conceal. But I guess they can't stick them on advantage and do it across the board.
Yeah, cool.
Big whoop. Yeah, right. Like that team is still so strong, but that team had not had to deal with Felgor in the last edition because no one was bringing Felgor because Felgor couldn't get past Warp Coven, Hyrotech, Legionary. Like they were just a roadblock. So it's like I'm not going to bring a team that just auto loses to these other teams. Like I want a chance.
Yeah.
So like Void Dancers, I think I can see the impulse. A lot of people are switching to clowns or elves in general. Like we saw a really deep
Corsairs.
run with blades.
Yeah, hand. Yeah.
Yeah, but LVO, man, we saw that deep run with blades, right? They were cutting people up.
Yeah.
Blades, and it wasn't that long ago. Everyone thought they were one of the worst teams.
Yeah, nobody's preparing for blades. Like nobody was ready for them. Yeah.
Blade, like so, if you are playing Eldari, the world is your oyster. They have no terrible matchups, and they have a lot of good matchups.
Yeah.
Right. So like I think like Corsairs, Blades, Void Dancers are gonna be so strong. Like they are so excited because they were always held back by Warp Coven, Hyrotech, Legionary. And if you love Eldar, man, this is great. Like pick your Eldar, pick your flavor.
Now's the time.
They're all gonna be great. But then Eldar has some weaknesses, and like those mid-tier teams like Commandos and Felgor, like they can deal with them. And it's not like an auto win for them either. Like if you take Felgor into Void Dancers or Blades, that's not like obviously my frenzy is gonna just beat you off the map.
Right.
One of my teammates, I've been getting games in against him with blades, and I ran my Felgor into his blades. Not an easy match. Like that's a hard, difficult match. So like I love this balance. Like we're really getting this real it's not this clean cut. I don't like it
Yeah.
clean cut. I don't like
Yeah.
this idea if you go into a match and it's like, well, I have this team, you have that team, so you lose before we start.
Yeah.
That's
Huge
the stuff
bummer,
that just
dude.
makes things terrible.
Huge
Yeah.
bummer.
But yeah, so I think Felgor is going to be just going crazy because they lost their biggest predators, right? So the biggest thing that kept them out, and they're such a strong team. They've got, durability and reliability. And I love like this edition, like no one really talked about them because they were held back, right? But the tools they gave, the little tweaks they gave them for this newest edition, I love.
Oh yeah.
Like the way they did their pelting firepower to turn their shooting to ceaseless and relentless.
It's a move now, dude, to get relentless cracks.
Yeah.
Like on a big
Yeah.
target. Yeah, relentless plasma pistol. Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Or like I love the tainted bolt pistol.
Oh yeah,
Like,
it's great. Yeah.
Yeah. With
For
the
me,
rending,
it's just
like,
a wound breakpoint thing. For yeah.
yeah. Oh, absolutely. But now also I wasn't considering the plasma pistol before because piercing didn't matter before.
Right.
But now, hey,
Back on the
piercing
menu,
matters,
baby.
right?
Back on the menu.
Back on the menu. Piercing won. Doing good things again. But yeah, like I just love this idea that we're starting to see like, hey, Felgor's a really strong team. They're not going to auto win anything.
Right.
Like that team, it has weaknesses and has things that are coming out. But Commandos, I haven't seen Commandos do very much. They were the big boogeyman before.
And they're still good.
Commandos.
They're still a good team. They've just been sitting under those speed bumps of like I said, Warp 7 Legionaries, higher tech.
Yeah, and like Eldar struggle with Commandos.
It's too many wounds.
Absolutely. Scouts.
Oh, dude.
Scouts.
I'm painting up my scouts. Before you called, I was painting them up.
Mm-hmm.
I love the scout changes, dude. Love it.
Yeah, absolutely. They didn't gain a body. Like if they had buffed them the way they did last time, I think people would be angry. It would have made them too strong. 10 bodies, power weapons.
Blah.
Like it's just too much. They're stabbing, they're shooting, it's too much. And I love the spot they're in. Like I think they're viable. They can do some work. They got more action efficiency, but they're still vulnerable. They're still like it's 9 bodies.
Yeah.
I think I love the spot they're in.
Yeah, they're fair. They're a good fair team. Like they can punish you, but it's not like it's not a complete uphill battle like fighting Warp Coven.
Absolutely. All right, so I've just listened to a bunch. I'm taking over. I'm monopolizing. That's unfair. So what team you're excited about seeing?
Well, we chatted about them a little bit too, but Kroot. I played Kroot at Worlds.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa! It was this, I played this lovely guy from Italy, and we had a game. I was like, I came very close to losing that game. I was like, whoa. Because he told me, he's like, I have poach. It does this XYZ. I was like, okay, cool. Like in one ear, out the other, blah blah blah. And it's like at the end of turn 2, it's like, okay, I've 2-1'd you, and I own the board. And it's like, man, here comes a dog, poach. It's like, oh, okay, that's all right. And then between like the pistol, like all the changes, and then now I thought they were kind of sick then, but the top teams getting brought down, and some of their changes, and now you get balance instead of the retain. Like I think Kroot are kind of sick, dude. Like I'm excited to see Kroot finally be great. Like finally have a spot.
Oh yeah. First of all, that Italian player, there was 2. I know there's at least 2. There was Orion who brought Kroot. Yeah, and there was that Italian player, and I'm blanking on his name right now.
Me too.
I only remember American names because I'm American.
Yeah,
and I don't even know where Ohio is on the map. I'm not even by the way,
I don't want to remember.
Yeah. That is a good American, by the way. If you know too much about geography, they kick you right out of the country.
Yeah,
they're like, if you can read a map too good, like that's not very American of you. You got to get out of here. Like, Europeans know maps, we don't. Like, anyways, that guy was so much fun.
Yeah,
he was bouncing around the whole time. Like, man, he had so much energy.
He was dancing. I did a dance. We did a jig together. We did a jig. Yeah.
I wanted to get a game with that guy so bad. And he kept coming up to me because he was winning some games. He was doing good.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm coming for you, Jimmy. And I'm like, don't get my hopes up. Don't tease me. Like, I want to get this game in. And I'm now very jealous that you got a game in with him and I didn't.
He was a lovely opponent. Yeah. And I think it was a 1-point difference because I was not ready at all. And he was an excellent player. No. And I was like, whoa, I could have absolutely lost this game to Kroot back then when Legionaries are Superman. Yeah. And so I think they're kind of sick, dude.
Yeah.
I think they're kind of sick.
No, yeah. I mentioned before I played a TTS game with Shane from Command Point,
Yeah.
and I think it's
Awful
going to be on
guy.
his Patreon.
Awful guy.
Yeah,
Yeah. Piece of
real.
garbage. Yeah.
Yeah, we hate that guy.
Yeah.
We mostly preemptively were talking about how much we hate Shane
Just talking crap about Shane.
personally.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, just him. Ryan, great guy, but Shane,
Lovely
total
guy. Yeah.
garbage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Total
The
garbage.
worst.
Yeah. Everyone loves Ryan
Yeah.
though. Anyways, no, okay, Shane's a great guy. Whatever. Anyways, but he spanked me, dude. He tabled me. So if you are a Patreon member of Command Point, you can watch me get absolutely obliterated
Oh,
by
nice.
Kroot.
Yeah. Worth the
It's
price of
gross.
admission. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Bummer is you have
This
to
is
give some guy like Shane your money, but the bonus is
yeah,
you get to
yeah.
watch Jimmy get spanked. Yeah.
Exactly. Like you have to give your money to the worst person on earth. But if you do, you get to watch me get brutalized. So it's a trade-off. Fine
Worth it.
trade-off.
Worth it.
But yeah, I think it's actually, this is probably the most lack of etiquette I've ever had. To go on someone's YouTube channel and pump a different content creator's
Hey,
Patreon.
do it up. Do it up.
I don't
man.
know.
Do it up.
I feel like that's the worst.
Yeah, actually,
do you have a
I think
Patreon?
maybe you're the new worst person in the world instead of Shane.
I think I
yeah,
am.
I think
I
you
just-
have
I
assumed the
stole-
title. Yeah.
I stole the crown from him. I
Yeah.
took it and I'm like, it's my turn. Give me it.
Yeah.
Like,
and,
know.
and do you want to shout out Mountainside Tabletop while you're at it? You
No.
want to send them their way?
No, yeah. Do you have a Patreon? By the way? You probably do, right?
Yeah, the casual war gamers. Yeah, go do it there. Yeah,
Casual war gamers.
Yeah, the Kill
Don't go
Team
there.
Casuals. Yeah. Go
But here's
anywhere
the
else.
thing. I know anywhere else. Like I'll send you. Like I don't know. There's got to be so many others. We'll link them all.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
everybody
make them
else
as
but
a requirement.
ours, yeah.
He's gonna link everyone Patreon but his own.
Was that in the contract
no.
that I signed before we started recording?
Yeah.
Oh,
You had to sign
yeah,
it,
dude. I should have read it. I
Yeah,
should have
yeah.
read it.
You should have. No one does.
Yeah.
And then they get jellied, and it'll get you every time.
Yeah, you can gel me anytime, dude.
Yeah. Okay. So
Who else? Who else are we excited about?
but yeah.
Here's one that
So
I'm excited.
Kroot.
Oh yeah, Kroot. Keep going.
Yeah, just wrap that up. Yeah, like it was. I was shocked by how many tools they had, how
Yeah.
many abilities, but they were just missing what they needed. If you were a top competitive player, you almost brought them because you wanted to have fun, and you could win some games, but there was no chance of them beating Warp Coven, Hyrule
Yeah.
Tech, even Legionary. And they got a small buff. Really, the change is so minor. It's not about the change. It's just about the fact their predators are gone.
Yeah.
And that team was so strong, and most people didn't prepare for it. So I'm so excited. Like, I've been telling a few people, I'm like, dude, Kroot are really strong. And they look at me like I'm crazy. And I'm like, no, I promise. I've taken my meds.
Yeah.
Like, my therapist insists I'm stable right now. They're still good.
Yeah.
Trust me, please. But, okay. So you mentioned Kroot. Is it my
Yeah.
turn to mention one?
Yeah. Go
Okay,
for
cool.
it. Go for it.
Okay, I'm gonna go for it. This is what's tough because I haven't been following a lot of the win rates of some of these factions pre-nerf. I literally just ignored. I think Wormblade's gonna be good, but I think they actually had a high win rate before. I think they were actually doing good.
Okay. I don't even
Like-
know what they do this edition, dog. I don't even know what the changes are. That's how
I've heard
much
rumors.
I know.
Someone, someone told me once, and I was mad.
Yeah.
Someone was telling me like I think they get to automatically use hiding, so they're sending several people up, like to
Ooh, that's
replace.
fun.
Because their whole thing before, right, was like
cult
flip from
rerolls
conceal
was
to engage.
ceaseless. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it was flip from conceal to engage turn one, a thing everyone gets now, right? That was their big thing. Turn one, they get a flip to engage. Well, who doesn't?
Yeah.
So, like, they gave them hiding, like, built in. So they automatically, I think it's 4 models they get to set off to the side
Oh, that's
and
fun.
drop them in turns 1 or 2, I think.
That's cool.
I'm going off literally a thing someone told me previously, and I was mad when they told me. They were kind of like they were so excited. And every once in a while, I get people from the community that like get so it's like, oh, let me type about this team, and they're telling me about the team, and I'm like, you're wasting my time. I will never play this team because no one can bring anything other than these top 4 teams.
Right, yeah.
Like, don't give me knowledge I don't need right now. I'm kidding. If you come from the community to talk to me, I'm actually always loving. It's my teammates. They're the ones that bug me. Anyways, but yeah, they told me all about Wormblade, and like I think you set 4 models off to the side. I'm sure I'm gonna get this wrong, and people are gonna flame me in the comments.
Sure, do it.
But it's super cool. Like they got some decent punching weapons. They've got their tools are really interesting. They're great at board control, and the thing that held them back is before this balance, you couldn't kill elites.
Yeah.
They just made it so you couldn't kill them. So the horde teams couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
But now, like, we're going to see this whole new. I think it's going to change the whole play style of this edition now. Because now, like, this board control, like having, like, everyone remembers in the last edition, it was like teams like Vetguard, Commandos, like it was board control. If you can control the board, you had the game. And then the new Kill Team edition was, no, my guys can't die, and they murder everyone they look at.
Yep.
And it was like that was the game. It was like it was genocide. The game should be called. It was like just like you take your legionaries and you genocide everyone.
Yep.
And then you have a funeral
Yeah.
for
Purge team. Yeah. Purge
yeah.
team.
It was crazy. So yeah, like I think Wormblade is going to be super cool and interesting. I'm worried they actually might have actually even had a decent win rate beforehand, so it may not be
Okay.
surprising to see them
Yeah.
rise up. But like, I don't think I've seen him at a
Nobody's talking
tournament
about him.
in months.
Nobody's talking about
No
him.
one.
Yeah.
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 Okay, your turn. You got any others?
One that I'm excited about. And this is probably the coldest of my ones that I'm excited for, but they're really near and dear to my heart, and it's Nemesis Claw.
Mhm.
And now they've always been good. Nemesis Claw have been good since the start of the edition, but again, just being gate kept by, God forbid I say the three curse words again. It's like
we know who.
If you're gonna play Nemesis Claw, it's like might as well just play Legionaries, because like you're just playing a much worse. God forbid you ever run into them. So I'm excited for Nemesis Claw. Has been my favorite elite team since they dropped. And it took me a little while because I loved the way they played last edition. They're a little more toxic.
Yeah.
They're a little bit more fair this edition.
Yes.
And they got a recent tweak to their comms buff, which is a great change, because they would just.
I was going to say. I'm glad you brought that up.
They would just turn like you play. What was Rekka's like GG. Dude, your faction ability is dead.
Mandrakes.
Yeah, Mandrakes. Hand of the Archons. Like all these teams just couldn't play the game. So it's an excellent change.
I love that team, and I was so glad they did that nerf. They needed it because it's too oppressive. I don't like this thing. Like this one team existing means Rekka can't do their thing.
Yeah, 6 8-inch bubbles. 6 8-inch bubbles is the entire. It's everywhere but your 3-inch deployment zone, and then turn 2 it is your deployment zone.
Yeah, it covers the whole board immediately, and you're like, I can never like you play Mandrakes. Oh, I have the soul gem. Throw it in the trash.
Sorry, dude. No,
literally throw it away. You'll never use it. If you do, you have to teleport him to the far corner, give him 3 APL, and then he has to come back. He's done.
Yeah.
By the time he gets back, the fighting's over. He's like, hey guys, I'm here. Like he's the guy that shows up in an action movie after the battle's over. And he's like, I got the ammo bag. Yeah. Like, no, we needed you 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Like. So 3-inch bubble is great because I love the comms jammer ability, right? That ability, like, to shut down APL generation, I think is a super cool aspect of the game. I love they brought that in.
Yeah.
3 inches is great. Like my aura right around me. You have to be in their face. You have to be like, and really, it really stops. You can't just comms buff someone that's in melee so they can fall back and shoot.
Yeah, perfect.
That's great. Yeah, like, so like they did it where it's like, I didn't want to see that function go away because it's fun.
Yeah.
It's a fun theme of like, you can't be, APL buffing these guys. But the way it was would have still made the whole thing toxic.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like the idea of like this team existing means there's at least 2 teams. Mandrakes and Rekkas require their ability to add APL.
Yeah.
That's how they function. And if you take that away, they can't exist.
They're a compendium team.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so excited. I think Nemesis is the strongest elite team right now. I think that they've passed Legionary. Even with that nerf, I love it. And by the way, totally different playstyle, totally different strengths.
Yeah, drastically. And the Tac Ops is a funky one there because it's tough because you're trapped with Seek and Destroy, and like you're probably gonna get blown up on Overrun because you don't have a 2-up save and ignore piercing. Your champion is always real risky because you might bounce off and not roll crits because they don't have lethal 5 in across the board like other teams do. Like, so you're kind of like, I guess you're just rushing down those objectives. Like, and what, so the Tac Ops also kind of help keep them balanced, I feel. So it's a good balanced team that I think is going to have time to shine.
Well, they stay safe entirely differently, right?
Yeah. They just don't get hit. Yeah.
Yeah. Legionary just run out in the open, be like, I ignore piercing, I have a 2-up save. I'm just going to put my heavy bolter in the middle of the board.
Yeah.
I don't need to smoke them. And I'm just going to shoot everyone I see.
Yeah.
And you're going to cry. And like, you're just going to, like, they have 14 wounds with a 2-up save. And like, unless you can just stack crits on a guy, you can't kill Legionary. But Nemesis are vulnerable. So they hide in combat. Those chain snares, the comms jammer, like their Vox screen. Oh man, such a unique thing.
So good. Yeah.
It's so good. But it's all about how you use it. Like, if you just like, that tool can be so powerful. The prescience to pass, to skip an activation, crucial. Their tools are so different and
Return
so
to
fun
Darkness.
thematically.
That one is a game changer.
So good.
Something you can do, what I've been doing lately with them is like, depending on the activation order, like run out, like do a bunch of blasting, and then if it's your last activation of the turn or something, or if they just can't really hurt you, you rush out, do a bunch of bad man things, and then if you lose initiative, you just bring him right back. It's like, okay,
Yep.
yeah, it's awesome.
I love it. Yeah, no, that team is so much fun, and I'm really excited to see it get out there. But it's also still very vulnerable, right?
Yeah,
Like, if you're a team that has APL, that has a lot of shooting, if these guys are left out, they're gonna die.
yeah,
Like,
cooked immediately.
yeah, and they don't have a lot of rerolls too, so like they can get like balanced, right? Like that's kind of the best. If you are missing wounds,
Yeah,
they can get balanced. So like even with 5 dice for a lot of their melee, only one model has ceaseless. Like most of them
yeah,
don't have rerolls. So like
or
you
lethal
can take
five.
this team
Like there's not enough
or
lethal
lethal
five on
five,
that
yeah,
team, so you just the Nemesis Claw experience is basically like, hope I roll a crit here so I can proc rending.
yeah,
Like that's the whole
yeah.
experience.
So like they have so many cool strengths, but they're weak. Like you can totally get diced with that team.
Yeah,
You take it out, like it's and that's what I love to see. Like it's a strong team, like they got extra wounds, like they can be oppressive and they can be beaten.
yeah.
And I just yeah, I think Nemesis is one of my like I think Nemesis is kind of exactly what we should be aiming for with how Elite should be run.
I agree, dude. I think they're excellent. Yeah, an excellent spot.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I gotta think of another one here. But we don't need to go through all the teams. How many factions do we have now? 1,000? Do we have 1,000 factions?
1003, I think, at this point. Yeah,
1,003. Yeah, we just added a few more,
yeah.
right? So the new teams everyone's talking about, like Rattlings and Rekkas, like man, their initial win rates are really strong.
Yeah,
But I think that's an easy answer. I'm gonna skip them. I
yeah,
know I just gave them literally an
totally.
answer, but like no one cares about like hobbits and giants fighting on the same team.
Yeah,
That's stupid. Um,
so lame.
yeah, no one likes that. So ooh, let me think about it. I had a team in my head, now I'm starting to blank. Um, oh boy,
I got one. There you go.
oh,
Okay.
go ahead.
Yeah.
No, you go first.
Okay. Exaction Squad.
Damn it, that was what I was going to say.
Yeah,
Literally, I just
yeah,
liked Exaction.
yeah. Exaction.
Oh yeah,
They're kind of.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we can talk about it together. I've been playing a bunch of games against a buddy. Shout out to Zach, who's been playing Exaction Squad lately. And like looking at all the tools they have, I'm like, dude, this team kind of rules now. Like, I'm not saying they're here to take names and take down first place, but
hmm
if you're not ready, I think they could really mess you up.
Oh yeah. Well, what I love too is we're seeing this shift, right? So like, who are the top teams that people are probably going to initially gravitate to?
Yeah.
Top Elf and Felgor,
Yep.
right? So a lot of heavy melee. Like with the elves, it's their blades.
Yep.
They know how to like double strike, do stuff like that. I mean, Felgor is just all melee tools. Oh, and we didn't even talk about Colts. Chaos Colts
Oh,
might.
dude. We were. Yeah. Oh,
Oof.
hold on.
We have to get to that.
The Melee Summer
All
is
right.
back, dude. Melee Summer is
Yeah,
back.
Melee Summer's back. So hey, if Melee Summer's back, Exaction is like the melee counter, right?
Yeah.
And I like the tools they gave them. They have like access to rerolls. Like they really have some like it might be a very exciting thing to see it like that's the counter thing. That's like the team that's going to hold back a lot of the like if you want to bring Felgor and go nuts and you run into the right Exaction player,
Might stop you
boom,
short.
you might
Yeah.
hit a brick wall. Yeah. And I love that the community has that. It's going to be harder, I think, for Exaction to win a whole tournament.
Yes.
There's going to be teams that like take them down. But I love that, like, if you love Exaction and you want to have some fun games, you might have a great matchup
Yeah.
into the teams that we think are the best teams.
Yeah. They're a team
I,
now.
I think it's awesome.
They kind of used to not be a team, but now they're a full-on team, dude. Like, I think the changes are excellent.
Yeah. Yeah. They're not just a thing you throw on with Inquisition.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
And sort of
That's,
like how the bounces or the buffs against, they kind of stack and then once you kill them, they bounce to somebody else. It's sort of Kroot like in that way.
yeah. Yeah, I like that too. Your team builds as it goes along. I
Yeah.
like it almost has like kind of like a narrative feel, right?
Yeah, it's awesome.
I don't play a lot of narrative games.
Same.
I was having someone talking about narrative games recently, but like it all builds on itself. And I love those games like as you go along, like you're building abilities, like, all right, now that I've gotten this, I get like your team's just kind of like it's almost like leveling like you're playing an RPG.
Yeah.
And your guys are like leveling up as the game goes along.
Yeah, it's way
pretty
cool.
cool. But yeah, I think they're gonna be a very fun team, very thematic. And really, man, I can't wait in this new edition when we see a team win that we just haven't seen win in a while.
Yeah, it's gonna be
And
great.
I think your tournament is going to be where it's going to happen.
I hope so, dude.
Like,
I hope it is a new
yeah,
day is dawning, a sword day, a red day. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, unless these awful Florida people just all want to bring Felgor and Void Dancer,
I
and then we
think
find out
I think there will probably be plenty of Felgor, brother. I'll tell you that right now. I think there will probably be Felgor in the streets. But Florida men are basically already goats just by themselves. Like
I was gonna say, like,
sort of indistinguishable.
Felgor is very Florida energy.
Oh,
like,
there he is. Yeah, there he is.
It's like, and then once you like, because I don't know if you've ever punched a Florida man. I mean, you live in Florida, so you probably have punched at least one.
You got to just to get through the day. Yeah.
Exactly. That's where frenzy comes from. Just go punch a Florida man.
Just trying to get to your car.
Frenzy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you hit them, and then all of a sudden they're like, and like, oh, no, I just made them stronger.
Bath salts. Whoop. Yep. That's what it is.
Yep. There you go. Oh, now it's a real fight. I thought I ended the fight. I just started the fight. I think the standard Florida guys, that's just pure
raw goat energy. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Has someone made a Gator Felgor team?
So funny enough, somebody has talked about it. I don't know if it's going to happen because I think it's going to be a very difficult conversion. But people have talked about it. Yeah.
That's all I want in life.
Yeah.
I want a Gator Man Felgor team.
It'd be pretty sweet.
And yeah, I think that should be the ambassador for all of Florida.
That should.
Then
I'll get our best guys on this. Yeah, I'll get our best guys on this. Yeah.
All right, so let's put the challenge out to Dawson.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I don't want to be stepping on toes. I feel like he is the representative for Florida man, and he is the Florida ambassador for Kill Team. Technically, you're the spokesperson. I get it.
Yeah. So he's sort of semi-retired these days. I'm hoping we can pull him out of.
I know.
Hoping we can pull him out of retirement. I think he'll be at Magnolia.
I mean, that's also what I'm trying to talk about here, right? Like, we got to get him back in the scene.
Yeah,
he was the Florida guy who beat Ace at Worlds last year.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I failed. I missed Ace by a point, and I tried to carry the torch, and I failed.
Hey, most people do against him. That's how it goes. But Dawson will always be remembered for taking down Ace.
It was a huge moment for us. There was riots in the streets. Yeah, it was great.
Oh yeah, I heard the cheers from Florida in Atlanta.
Yeah,
like I was in Atlanta. I'm like, that sounds like Florida cheering. I'm like, yeah, that's what's happened. Like
just goat braying.
Yeah. The swamps have risen up, and everyone is very excited right now. But I think we need to definitely shame Dawson into making it to Magnolia. He's got to make it.
100%. Yeah, I've already started working. My claws are in him. I'm hoping we get him.
All right, good. I mean, I'm coming out from California. Actually, and I don't know if you know this, Dawson's the only reason I went last year.
Last minute he told me that. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm a bad person. Like, once again, I've been trying to steal Shane's crown for a while here.
Yeah.
But he called me and he was like, hey, you want to get some tips? He's like, there's this golden ticket tournament, and if I don't win it, I'm going to drop out of the Kill Team community. I'm never going to play again. And I was like, I'm going to keep that down low. But if I don't win this, I'm done. And I was like, buddy, how about this? What if me and my son show up and we just take it ourselves? We just steal it. But he mentioned it, and I had the time on the calendar, and I was like, dude, it'd be so fun to get out to Florida. I hadn't been in a long time.
Yeah.
It was such a great trip. I got to see family that I'd never met before.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was such a fun trip. And then obviously Joshua brutalized me in public for the final match.
Yeah, man. Crushed the old man.
He took the win.
Crushed the old man.
Yeah. So he's really he wants to defend his crown. So
I bet, dude. I bet.
I talked to him. I was like, hey, Josh, are we going to make Florida again? He's like, they're my people, Dad. I'm like, hey, I guess it. He's like, I got to go out there. I'm like, okay, bud. All right, we got to get you out there. So he's taking it serious. I'm going to probably come dressed as the clown. I don't even know. But yeah, he called me. He was like, he was getting tips. And I'm like, I'm helping. Like, we're talking.
Yeah.
And then halfway through, I'm like, hey, how would you feel if other people showed up to this tournament? Like, this would be kind of fun to go to. And he was so nice. He was like, no, like, we want the best players. You should. Yeah. And I felt guilty. I felt guilty. I'm like, he told me about the small tournament.
Yeah.
And like at the time, I don't even know, like, but it was like, it was like his local tournament, like the Magnolia. That was for Florida people. That's not for Jimmy. That's not for me. Like, I'm not supposed to be going to that. That's like
lit a fire under the boys, dude. It's been such a good thing. It's lit a fire under it. I tell you what, the Florida boys, they are preparing for the Kelly dynasty. They don't want the golden ticket to go back to another Kelly. So I imagine, I'm hoping they're going to put up a better fight this year than they did last year.
You guys better. I don't want to take it. I want you guys to keep that ticket, and don't let my son's ego build any more than it already has.
It's getting too big. That hair, that ego, yeah.
Yeah, like he looks like he escaped a Japanese anime.
Well, he looks like a villain from JoJo, like maybe a villain from JoJo. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. I've been told I look like the villain from JoJo. I
Oh,
don't even know what
really?
that show was.
I
Yeah, the
so
Vegas guys. There's a meme. I'll have to send you the meme.
okay, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. I think it's just
so
that mostly the outfits and the bangs. I think
yeah,
with just the bangs, yeah.
that's okay. Yeah. So apparently one of the villain in JoJo wears like a white hat and a white suit or whatever.
Okay, yeah, that'll
Like
do
one of
it.
the guys
Yeah.
dresses. Yeah. Well, I went to a small Vegas one last year, and I wore like a white jacket, a white hat, and someone did like a JoJo meme,
Oh,
and
that's
like
good.
I didn't
Yeah,
understand it. I looked it up and I saw the villain. I'm like, oh, that was me. Like that was just like the guy all dressed in white. I'm like,
yeah,
I'm a villain. That's how that goes. But but yeah, no, I want to. I'm gonna bring my egotistical little maniac son.
bring him, dude.
Uh,
Bring him. Bring the
he
heat.
wants a repeat. He embarrassed me last year, so I'm hoping Florida can step up
Yeah,
and put that little punk right in his place. I'm rooting against him hard. He's my son. I'm legally obligated to love him,
sure, of
and I hope
course you
someone
have to.
whoops his
Yeah,
ass.
yeah.
Yeah, like I checked with the government. They're like, you have to. I'm like, really? Like,
Darn
yes.
it,
Like, yeah,
rats.
yeah. Like,
Yeah.
darn, yeah, shucks. But yeah, so the Florida guys are so great though. Like, I saw a few of you guys in Atlanta.
Yeah, yeah.
Who were the Florida guys?
So
You didn't come alone.
it was me. Yeah. So this past year, it came down to me and Dawson for the ticket. That we had to play each other, and it was my Nemesis Claw versus Dawson's Pathfinders, and so I was
Hmm.
able to take it down, and I unfortunately had to steal that ticket from Dawson. But it was me, so Dawson couldn't make it this year. It was me, Eric, who was running Brood Brothers. He was the
Hmm.
singular Brood Brothers player, and then we had a guy named Landon there as the ringer. And Landon is a real team player. He's a young guy. He's a team player because Florida was like closest to the Atlanta scene for Kill Team. Ben was like, "Hey, do you have anybody that could be a ringer?" And I was like,
Hmm.
"Well, dude, I know somebody who lives in Atlanta but plays in Florida all the time. Let me give Landon a call."
Hmm.
I call Landon. He's just pulling into his girlfriend's house in Florida. He had just driven from Atlanta to Florida. And he was like, "Dude, I just got to my girlfriend's house." Like, "All right, dude, like, no sweat." He's like, "Give me 5 minutes." And he calls me back. He's like, "I'm on my way back to Atlanta." So a real
Yeah.
team player. So yeah, those were the Florida boys
So,
this year.
so I asked that because I wanted you to share that story. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you went right into
Yeah.
it. Landon and Eric are both amazing guys. I didn't get a game in with Eric at Worlds, but last year at Magnolia Open, me and Eric got a game in.
Yeah.
I believe he brought Pathfinders. No, not
Phobos.
Pathfinders.
It was Phobos.
Phobos. Whatever P name. They're
Yeah.
all the same team. They're not. Anyways, but it was so cool. Like I had not realized he had gotten a golden ticket, and he was at the event, so it was cool to
Yeah.
see him.
He
I
won it
feel
with
bad
Brood
because
Brothers. Yeah, he won a golden
that's
ticket.
so cool.
It was pretty crazy. Yeah, he beat Warp Coven Legionaries, and I felt like he's a monster player. He's excellent.
He's a really good player. Like my game with him last year was a real standout. Like I beat him, but it was like there was multiple times I'm like, there's no way I'm winning this game. Like
Yeah, I remember that game.
I got some key initiative rolls, and there was a few things where I'm like, I should lose, and I happen to roll hot. I tell people a lot. That happens a lot to me. Like I think some people think I'm good, and I just roll up, and I wish on the right chaos god or something.
Yep,
I
yeah.
sacrifice the right goat. I don't know what it is I do, but like I just get the exact rules I need. But it was so cool to see him in Atlanta. But like, dude, yeah, the Florida community is so cool. So I'm excited. Hopefully, both Landon and Eric are going to be at Magnolia.
Yeah,
I'm
we should.
assuming they got to be there, right?
We're gonna try. Present company excluded. I have to TO this thing. Should have all the Florida
What a
heat there
loser.
for you. Yeah, I am the loser. I'm the biggest loser.
Yeah.
But we should have all the Florida heat there to give you guys at least a run for your money this time. And
Yeah.
go for it. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I was going to say like maybe you can get someone to TO, or like it would be bad if you were in the event. But if you want to
Yeah.
put on like a little costume and be like,
Maybe
my
I'll wear the
name is not
mustache.
Ben.
Yeah.
Like I am Steve.
Yeah.
Nice
How
to
about-
meet you.
how about
I'm here
I
to play
dress up-
Legionary today.
I'll dress up as the oldest Kelly brother. Yeah.
Oh, done.
I can just be the oldest. Yeah,
Done.
I'll dress in purple, and I can
Done.
just cosplay as your oldest son. Yeah.
Absolutely. So you're going to take the place of Kellen as my oldest son.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. Sorry, Kelly.
He
It
loves
was good while it lasted, dude.
Yeah, he loves that joke. I always tell people but then he hated that joke for a long time when people thought he was my son. They thought him and Jesh were brothers.
Okay.
And then someone once thought he was my brother. They're like, they thought we were brothers, like of
Okay.
similar age.
Right.
I'm in my 40s. He's like 12 years old. He's like 22. I don't know. But they thought we were like the same age. And then he didn't like that much worse. Like that was like, I was like, I bet now you bet you wish you were,
Yeah.
everyone thought you were my son. Anyways, I like to give him crap.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll have to bring you, yeah, well, let's find a way to get you out behind
Yeah.
a TO.
Yeah.
How about this? We'll just all promise not to disagree on anything.
Here we
won't
go.
need a TO.
Easy mode. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we'll all be in Florida. We all have wrestled a gator at some point.
Yep. You got to for admission.
So,
yeah.
yeah, like so if we wrestled a gator, we can play a game of Kill Team without a TO.
No
I think
sweat,
we can
dude.
do it.
No sweat.
Yeah. That we got to get you in, have you actually compete. So, but you're not allowed to bring goats though. I think that's the only rule.
I agree. I think goats are too hot. And
Yeah, they're too hot.
speaking of what teams might be bringing to Magnolia, have you put any thought into that?
I have quite a bit. And I've decided I don't like thinking or making decisions.
Mm.
So
Good man.
I actually, yeah, I don't like it. There's so much variety and there's so much like can be fun out there. And I don't like the idea of bringing an oppressive team. But I don't want to make the decision at all. So what I think I'm going to do is I would like your community to vote on the team I bring to Magnolia Open.
Oh man, I'm all about this. This is great. And so stipulations. What stipulations? Because obviously we don't want to have you on breachers, right? We don't want to get you on breachers.
I think that's my only stipulation.
That the only one, because that's not fun for anybody.
It's the only one.
Yeah, breachers isn't fun for anybody.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess like if you want, I'll just show up and I'll stand in one corner and everyone can line up and they'll just go and give me a kick in the ass.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, I think that's how Florida shake hands, right?
Yeah.
In Florida.
Yeah. Well, we smell each other's
like,
butts sometimes. Yeah. You know, the smell check.
As you must.
Yeah.
As you must, right? Like as, you know, when in Florida, as they say. But yeah, like, I don't know. Like Breachers is the only team I don't want to bring.
Okay.
But I guess, and here's the tough thing. I want to like bounce this off you. Like I brought Felgor last year, and I don't know if I even give Felgor as an option because I don't know. Like Florida loves Felgor so much, they might give me Felgor, and I feel like don't do that to me.
Yeah, you might get shot.
Don't give me Felgor.
Might get shot in the parking lot, dude. We don't want that to happen.
Yeah. No. Like I might like get shot by my son. Like, you know, he might be like, you know, like, no, I'm going for the repeat. Yeah. Just like take me down before I even go in. And he legally can. You in Florida, you're legally allowed to shoot your father if he plays Felgor.
As long as it's a duel.
I checked the law.
As long as you call it a duel, then it's fine. Yeah.
But also, if they take you to court and they're like, "Why did you shoot your father?" They're like, "He brought Felgor." They'll be like, "Case dismissed." Why did no one tell me?
Yeah.
No probable cause. Get him out of here. Like, go, shoot that father again. Yeah. Like they'll get the cops. Like did he make it? Get him again. Like double tap him. No one brings Felgor. But so maybe I don't know if we leave Felgor off as an option, or if we I don't know if maybe we give them the option if they want chaos. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think? Should we have Felgor be an option to vote on?
Let's put the option out there because if they want it on hard mode, then they can get it on hard mode.
Oh boy!
But if they want to really sort of screw you over, then maybe they put you on. I don't know. Breachers is just in a class of its own. I'm not even sure what the next worst thing is. Yeah, just...
I think you can give them two bodies and they'd still struggle right now. It's tough. I do love me some Kroot. So I'm gonna put together. So after this post, I'm gonna send you a list, and maybe you can create a poll that can go with this.
That's what we'll do.
And we'll give a little variety. I'm gonna go and check the previous win rates. I don't want to pick teams that had like high win rates. Okay. I'll get a variety. I'm gonna pick some teams that seem fun.
Yeah.
That don't seem meta, and maybe we'll give them Felgor as an option. That's what I did bring last year. Well, Florida, please don't do it, Florida. Don't make me goat it up. I want to be in Florida, but not of Florida. That's the goal.
Sure. Okay.
So
I get it.
I'm too whatever. But we'll put together some options, and then I think whatever the community picks, that's the team I'm gonna play.
Oh man, I love this, dude. This is pure chaos.
Yeah. By the way, if someone has a team that they want to have me play, like if someone has like. Once we get the team selected, if someone has like a scout team or a Kroot team that I can play their team in Florida, because I don't even have all the teams, by the way. I have a lot of teams, but
I'm sure we can hook you up.
That might be interesting.
I'm positive we can hook you up.
Yeah, because by the way, there's some great hobbyists out there in Florida too.
Oh, we got some killers, dude. We got some killers.
Yeah. I remember last year that was one of the things that really stood out. Like there was like, first of all, we joke a lot about Florida, right? Like we joke a lot about the Florida man, all this stuff. Yeah, but like genuinely, the community was so cool. These guys, like the guys out there, the community that you've helped build, like those players were so nice, and like I've had like great conversations, like Dawson, like who we need to get
Oh
in
yeah,
because
yeah.
and
One of
he's
the
like this
greats.
great player, yeah, but like incredible nice guy.
Yep.
There was not one opponent that was sweaty, like just
Yeah.
just miserable. Like no, everyone was like it's genuinely a really nice community.
Yeah.
Which is funny because normally I feel like the Pacific Northwest is known for like super friendly, super accepting.
Oh yeah,
Like
they're
their
awesome.
players are so nice, and like I think the natural thought would be like, oh, Florida. They gotta like they're probably drinking malt liquor and punching you, right? Like they're probably like after you beat them at a game, they probably throw their empty beer bottle at you and being like, "Get out of my store!" And like I don't know,
Yeah.
is that a Florida accent? I don't even know. I don't even know Florida
At
accent.
some
Probably
points,
Cajun.
yeah,
Yeah,
probably Panhandle, yeah.
yeah.
Man,
I don't know.
to toot our own horn, the Florida
Yeah,
boys, we've got one of the best like scenes as far as we got good players, but the competitive nature does not come at the cost of sportsmanship or having a good time. Like they're just
yeah,
there are a bunch of wild boys that are just they're a bunch of sweethearts, and I'm so glad that we have them. And
yeah.
yeah, they are a really great scene. I feel really lucky to have a bunch of dudes like that because they're a great time.
Yeah, and man, it almost feels like we're talking about this balanced data slate, how it opens things up, and how great it's made the community, and really just reflecting on it. I'm just amazed by how good the community is as a whole. Like what you have in Florida, that group of guys. Like it was so I only got to see like three of you at
Sure, yeah,
Worlds, so we need to have more next year,
more Florida
right?
boys of the world, yeah,
More
for
Florida
sure.
boys, yeah. But like Magnolia last year was such a great experience. I love that my son won. I had a great time.
Yeah,
And it was so fun to see you guys again. Like the community is genuinely so good. And then I think of other communities, like I'm gonna do a small Vegas tournament, just a fun little doubles we're gonna do
oh
soon.
cool.
Dude, the Vegas guys are so much fun, and of course they're in Vegas, so they're
Yeah,
drunk all
yeah,
day.
they gotta be, yeah.
That's their yeah, yeah. Like I think they sobered up once and almost killed them. Like you can't do it. Um, but like there's so many little places. I could spend another hour talking about all the different little sub communities and stuff I visit, and I love that I feel like our community as a whole is growing in such a positive way.
Yeah, it's
So many of
awesome.
these places, there might be a toxic person here or there, or a person who's really aggressive, like, but they're the anomalies.
Yeah,
Like,
they are the
so often you
exception.
go there. Yeah, like this game is really cultivating a group of people that are competitive. They like to try to do better. Like, man, there's so much, like, you have to think out of the box. It's creative thinking. It's like problem solving. There's all this stuff going on for this game. And the people doing it, the people we're finding that we're consistently bringing are just incredible people,
Yeah.
and it just makes all of it so fun. So I'm very excited to see the Florida boys,
Oh
and
yeah, we're excited to have you
uh,
guys.
yeah, I'm excited to see what they pick for me. So
Yeah, this is wow. This is
um,
full on chaos, and I am so about it. Yeah,
yeah,
this is great.
yeah.
Yeah,
And then like I might even have to get a practice game or two in with this team. Like like
yeah.
I'm gonna put out teams I have like I think maybe that's one of those things. I should put out teams that I have had no practice with at all this edition.
Oh
So
man.
like this is like it'll be fun. Then it forces me to like let's go try something new. Let's try something fun.
Yeah,
So
yeah. No,
couldn't be
I love
happier
it,
for
dude.
the chaos of it.
Yeah, this is great. It's very Florida energy. This just raw,
Oh yeah.
primal. I love it. Yeah. So I think it's time to land this plane, dude. I've got to get my
Yeah,
kids
yeah.
ready for school, and we're on Florida time here. Jimmy, thank you so much, dude, for just taking the time to chat and to have the 4 hour preamble, the 1 hour podcast. This is just you can invoice me later. But yeah, this is great, and I totally agree. I think, and one thing that I hear just to I say I'm going to land the plane and then I'm not. Is that something that I hear from people
Go.
playing Kill Team is that though it's like, oh man, I used to play name a game system, whether it's like Magic or Warhammer
Mhm.
40K or something, and it was just too the player base there sort of I was not happy there, and then they come to Kill
Mhm.
Team and they come to Kill Team because they were looking to get away from maybe some of this toxic sort of gamery or whatever it might be, and so I hear that story a lot. And Kill Team, I truly believe, is like while Kill Team is very sweaty, Kill Team is not a game that you
Mhm.
play casually. It will just sort of eat your soul a little bit, and it is intense, but it may be sweaty, and that is the strength of it. But it doesn't mean that it's a bad time. It's like it's exhilarating to play. It's very fun. It's so engaging, and the player base is like you said, like largely just the best that I have found in any game system. Like they're awesome. They're great. They're accepting. They're a hoot. They like to party, like to have a good time. And so I totally agree. The community is awesome. That's why I'm still here. Like if the community wasn't awesome, I'd have bounced, dude. Like I would not still be here. And I'm about as invested as anybody could ever possibly be in this game.
Yeah.
Not many people out there who are more invested than I am. And or you are. So like we're still here.
No,
because of the people.
I think you're more invested than me. I just show up and dress like a purple maniac.
Yeah.
So I'm here for the vibes and the fun. But yeah, if you're gonna invest your time and energy into something, it better bring you joy. It better bring you value. And there's not much value in just, oh, I play this game and beat people.
Yeah.
Like if you don't actually enjoy meeting the people you're playing with, you shouldn't be in this.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, and I think for me, like this is, like you mentioned the ITC number one thing. The number one thing, that's a point of privilege. I'm able to travel more. I'm able to go to more tournaments. There's so many great players that just don't travel as much. I'm an idiot who just spends money. My accountant hates me, and she's my cousin, and she's like she looks over my numbers. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm making bad choices. Like this is what I'm doing." But like, I travel with my kids.
Yeah,
I love to
awesome.
go to these events, and it just it opens things up. But like, man, for me, that's everything. Those experiences of being able to travel and just spend time with people in great communities.
Yeah.
Even if when I went to Magnolia Open, I had to be brutalized by my son with an audience. And I remember I was like crawling over to you. I'm like, Ben, call it. Like I felt like Rocky asking for the old
I was like,
guy to throw in the towel.
No, if you got to.
He's like, no, you're like, no, the people like they paid an admission. I was like, they paid an admission. Like, don't worry about it. Just like they want to see this game to fruition. I'm like, this is horrible. Yeah, I'm in concussion protocol. I was like, it's so bad. Oh my, he was destroying me so badly. I was like, please make it end. And Ben's like, you got to finish it out, man up. And I was like, my legs didn't work. I pulled myself up. I had to pull man, it was horrible. But it was so much fun, man. And couldn't be more excited. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, it's gonna be great, dude.
So yeah, we have it on authority. Dawson is going to show up, right? He's going to show up.
He swore it to me. Yep, on his life.
And if you're part of the community, you have to legally show up, right? If you play Kill Team in Florida,
if you're not at Magnolia Open, then just get out. Yeah, you're out.
Absolutely.
Dude.
Yeah, and then you get to show up. You get to give me the Florida hello, which is a nice, good kick in the rear.
Yep.
Ben assured me that's how all people greet each other in Florida.
That's how we do it, man. That's how we do it.
It's the law. So you get to show up and give me a good hard kick in the ass and say welcome to Florida, and then we all wrestle gators together. We're not going to lean on the cliches at all, but I'm looking for a good turnout, man. I can't wait to see you. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, likewise, dude. Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, thanks so much for the chat. Very excited to see what happens.
Anytime, dude. Yeah, no, it's going to be pure chaos. You don't know what you're playing. Who knows who's going to come out on top, but it's going to be great. And if you're interested, the Magnolia Open is now a 2-day this year. It's a golden ticket event at Warp Fire Minis in Ocala, Florida, March 1st and 2nd. And tickets are $50. $50 gets you both days, and lunch is included in that, and prize support. Warp Fire Minis, to brag it up, like we, not out to make any money, just out to give people an awesome experience and give back.
Lunch is included too.
Yeah, $50 you get lunch both days. Now it's pizza.
Dang,
it's pizza, but like, hey, I've eaten pizza many times.
Are you bad-mouthing pizza?
No. I'm just saying. I've eaten pizza like at Nova. I got a jumbo slice. When me and Shane walked, and there was to the shop, and they have jumbo slices, and I was like, well, let me get 2 because I don't know how big they're going to be. A jumbo slice was the size of a pizza, so I got 2 pizzas for myself, and then so I've eaten pizza many times. And
then you shared none of it with me. I see how I rate as your friend now. I understand.
I was like, I got none of that pizza. I could walk this over to Jimmy, or I could throw it in the trash. I was like, well, let me just throw it in the trash.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I get it.
Human trash can or real trash can. I was like, let me just give it to the trash can.
You better. No, but I mean, hey, dude, that's great. I love that you're having lunch because that's the thing. Whenever I go to a tournament, it's like you have to figure out.
To have to dip out for food. Yeah.
And it's like you got an hour, like, and you're wrapping up your game, you're finishing talking to your opponent, and then like if you're trying, like you're there for the community, right? So you're like, you don't want to just rush out soon, like, all right,
yeah, totally.
Okay, there's the final score, and you run out to go try to get food and get back in time. Like that's such a huge thing, just to be able to have lunch there. That's
cool. That's
I'm
why
finding
we do
this out
it,
in
man.
real time, and that's cool. I love it. But of course, you guys, it was an amazing tournament last year. I can only imagine how great it's going to be this year.
Oh, thanks, dude. Yeah, well, looking forward to seeing you, man. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for anybody who made it this far into the pod. Thanks for listening out. And then I will drop that link for the. I'll post it in a few different places to decide what the Jimmy Kelly is playing at Magnolia. You have the power. You have the Infinity Gauntlet. So thanks, Jimmy. And anyway, you want to plug anything before we bounce?
I don't even, dude.
Nothing
I
to
got
plug.
nothing. I got nothing. Like I got 7 kids and a kill team addiction. I just roll around and like I just get people to feed me pizza and they choose to throw it away most of the time. So, but no, I got nothing to plug, man.
Well, if you want more Jimmy, you can find him on any various of the Kill Team channels, including Kill Team Casuals. So go find him, go search him up. But all right, dude, thanks for hanging out. Let's get out of here and go back to our children.
Absolutely, man.
Later,
absolutely.
Dude. Thanks a bunch, brother.
See you later, man.
Later. All right, that's going to do it for the show today. I guess it's a show now. Thank you to my good friend and guest, Jimmy Kelly, for chatting about this sweet, awesome meta that we are now in. You know I love to be positive about things, and I think Kill Team's in an incredible place right now. It's been a little difficult to be positive, let's just say, for the past couple months, but these things are to be expected when at the launch of a new game, and so thankfully, the data slate is finally here. We can all rest easy and sleep easy at night. It's a great time to play Kill Team. Let me know in the comments. What teams are you excited to try out or to see maybe do well in the current meta, whatever it is. Thank you so much for being cool and nice on the internet. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.